setting up the tripod a little better. On the there was a static fire today of the static fire of the Starship, and there is a fire out in the field. So that's we're waiting to see how that turns out as far as getting it put out and stuff like that. So this is, we're looking at Highway 4. This is along the 2-mile stretch from the building. You could really see it a lot better at nighttime. It is, the date right now is 22. This was the 6-engine full, Elon tweeted apparently a full 6-engine static fire of the Starship 24. Right now, it's probably a mile in each direction from the launch site to the fire, and about a mile from here to the fire, probably. I would imagine. We got the moon up there, and there's a number of vehicles here. A couple different, maybe some fire trucks here too. And there's a kind of a gathering of people here, just watching. Anytime there's like when they have when they're getting ready to do the actual static fires and other important like major events, a lot of people will come out from SpaceX to watch it at the opportune time. So they know when things are going to happen. I was out here one time just waiting all day for something, for one of the static fires or something like that, and I saw, like, I think it was a static fire or partial static fire of the booster or the Starship, like one engine. And after it happened, after the major event happened, I heard a lot of people cheering, right? So I got up to see, where are all these people that are cheering, right? There aren't normally people out here, and there was a whole group of people gathered out here from SpaceX that are watching the events. So there's a community here of the people who work at SpaceX, and they come out and they check it out with their own eyes when the major stuff is happening. So I wasn't here on site today during the daytime, but I had the camera going. But maybe during the static fire of the Starship, maybe they came out and took a look to see what was going on. All right, they got a drone up in the air, kind of generally above this area. So they're going to send the drone down to check it out. It's almost like lava. If you've ever been to Hawaii and you see the lava on the, you can go right up on the lava if you want to. It's that glow looks kind of like the lava over there in the Big Island of Hawaii. It's usually not above ground though. It's usually in pockets below. Yeah, slow moving, Dave says. Yep. So they just sent the drone up there. You might be able to see it. Let me see if I can tilt up a little bit. It's going to be just a little bit. Yeah, we can see it there at the top of the screen, just to the top right of the tower. That is one of the drones. You can see the lights on it flashing. Checking everything out, probably. So that was an epic day. That static fire was awesome. I'm so glad then that the camera equipment, it all came together on that um, full day of streaming and no overheating or anything. So, man, that was great. It's been a long time in the works to get that to be functional like that. Yeah, Patricia. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I want to go back and make sure the timestamp on the static fire for that video is correct. But when I got here, there was so much activity here. I just wanted to get going with this live stream here. So, wow, what a day! What a day! All right. They're spraying for mosquitoes here. That's good stuff. So Dave says, I think it was 1630. So about 4:30 here. I don't know what time it would be here. 1630 Central Time. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah. Good stuff. I think it was Sir Chris or it may have been No Emmys gave a time, kind of a time. So I put that time in the description of the video. But I kind of calculated something too. His was a little bit different than mine, but I didn't have the best way to calculate it, so I went with. I'm happy. I mean, I guess I can zoom in on some of these trucks here. I haven't done any zooming over here. So we got the sheriff and the security for SpaceX on the left there. And then some other trucks here. I'm not familiar with these types of trucks. There we got we definitely got a fire truck there on the right. Yeah, less mosquitoes with the marsh burning, says Patricia. I like that. Says we used to chase mosquito trucks with gas masks on. On your bicycles. Oh, that's an interesting thought. Gas masks on your bicycles, huh? That's cool. You got to get ready for anything, right? So might as well use the mosquito trucks as a practice, huh? For All right. I'm going to see all these trucks here on the right, kind of in the screen here. Normally, there aren't trucks parked here or anything like that. This is normally just open. During a road closure, there's normally no trucks here, and we might see one of those tankers over there. I think that's a methane tanker. But and then some people over here, kind of back there. But normally, we don't see any of these people or trucks here. Hey, Tony. Still awake. Good. Great job, and you did amazing in the chat and everything. So, yeah. So there's a bunch of trucks here at the road closure. They haven't opened it up yet. There is a fire down the ways, still burning. If you haven't seen that yet, I'll get that shot. Let me see. This is along the highway. We were seeing that when I was panning left and right. So this is away from the beach and toward the build site where we are here. Yeah, it was fantastic. Yeah. You were there pretty much the whole time too, Tony, right? So you come and gone throughout the day, but wow, you were there quite a bit today. I checked out here and there. I checked out a few times today, but had to go shopping a couple times and do a few other things. Yeah, you gotta get your brain out of it a little bit and then come back to it, kind of thing. There is a channel in India that completed. They signed the contract for the licensing agreement. They paid a couple days ago, or yeah, about 4 days ago. They paid for the licensing agreement, but they finished signing it, and I signed the bottom again, and I emailed it back. So that is there's a channel in India, and I welcome them as the second licensed people with OceanCam. So it's building. It's good stuff. Get a better shot of this. We'll zoom. We're within a day or two of the full moon, I think, too. So we're getting right up there on the full moon. Wow. Yeah, I'm with you, Tony. Yeah, all day, man. Thank you so much. Good stuff. I think there is a road closure schedule for tomorrow too. As I recall, there's I think there is one tomorrow. If I'll have to check that, or if someone checks that, to let us know. But I think there was maybe an earlier road closure the last I checked. So. The sheriff is moving his truck around a little bit. I just want to make sure I got the shot if anything happens up here. Hey, no enemies. Great to see you all day or throughout the day today in the chat. Okay, Tony says a road closure tomorrow, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And today was Thursday, so tomorrow's Friday. Is that correct? I believe today is Thursday, so tomorrow's Friday. Man, another full on. Maybe they'll cancel it. You know, with this fire here, maybe they'll cancel tomorrow's activities, but maybe not. We'll see. See how it goes. Thanks, no enemies. Yep. Smash a like, everybody, if you like it. Good stuff. Yeah, John says, I hope they put out those fires, huh? Yep. It was funny in the chat, some people were saying, you know, it'd be cutting down on the mosquitoes and wouldn't have to mow the grass over there. I don't know if I don't know if anyone broken. This is along the highway, so it's not going into the nature of the road, the center line of the road there. So it's not venturing off into the private property on the different sides of the road. It doesn't appear. I mean, it doesn't appear. So. From what I could tell, it's just going east-west along that road. There are some cameras along the road there, kind of closer toward the side of the road. I don't know if anyone's gotten any effects due to that fire, so that's what I hope. I know a little bit closer toward us there are some cameras, so maybe a half a mile or so on our side there are some cameras, and off the road on the left to that fire, kind of a decent size distance away from the road, there are some cameras kind of in that, maybe in that area as well. So, but they have like a gravel driveway to their camera equipment, because I think maybe they had some kind of, they want to protect against any fires for their cameras. So there is I think there is a camera to the left there somewhere, but they have it very nicely prepared as a protection. So I'm going to bring this a little bit closer to my truck and plug it into the cigarette lighter and make sure the power is good going forward. Yeah. Just a minute. I'm going to take the microphone out and I'll plug it in. Hopefully it works. All right, it's plugged in. Pretty hot in Atlanta, huh? Let me I'll start reading the chat in a moment. Let me see what we got here. Yeah, I saw you earlier. Got a little bit of a fire here going on. I'm going to flip my, I'm gonna flip around my tripod, make it easier to use. Just a minute. Just a minute. There's just some venting over there. I don't know if it was the booster or the Starship, but they just did some venting. Yeah, pick up the tripod here. Just a minute. All right, that's good stuff. Looks like maybe there are from over there. Maybe just be the fire, but maybe I've seen any. You might be able to hear. There's kind of a light, unusual light over there from this. I don't usually get the shot, so I'm not sure what the norm is. I'm gonna sit in my truck. All right, I'm sitting in my truck now. Less mosquitoes when you're half in the truck, all right? These are people, I believe this is a group of people waiting for the road closure to open for that decision. I think for the, they're doing some venting over at the booster right now. Maybe the Starship too. I think the Starship has finished venting possibly, but the booster, we're hearing some, I was just hearing some venting from over at the, one of the tank farms. So whenever that is ready, these people will go in and make it good. We'll see how that turns out. But everybody's excited to keep moving forward. it is it's pretty unusual to see this, at least for me, to see this many vehicles. Yeah, Tony. Yeah, one of the cool things about being out here is the large, tall buildings. You know, this is not the thing you would see every day. It's not your everyday events here at Starbase. All the buildings are super big. I mean, when you first get here, it's kind of amazing how big and how much is going on here. But it's like going to a university and studying in a library or at a coffee shop. There's a lot of activity, and you can kind of get motivated and inspired to do your work when you're around busy people. So, and like that, you know, these big buildings and the type of work that they do here, it's like a can-do attitude, a can-do environment, and it's got a certain type of energy. Like any place will have a certain type of energy, and you know, this is it's got a big energy here. So I don't know if you can hear me, but I'm not using the mic right now, so. And just like anywhere, when you get there, John, thanks, John, says the sound is good. Tony too says bye. When you get anywhere, you kind of get surrounded, enveloped. You get used to that. You get used to that energy. So it's not you're not saying all those buildings are so big and oh wow, but you know, so, but it's like you have a new level kind of thing, you know. So pretty good. That's one of the reasons I like hanging out here. So. Okay. Well, Patricia said it's where she is. It's very close to the water, but Alameda says everything rocket scientist surfer. Seneca has the coast, has great weed, and I got everything else. Good stuff. Good stuff. The wind's picking up a little bit. All right, there's the first cars going down. The car, they just opened up the road for SpaceX people to go down and start doing some work on the road there. So they're going down to check it out. The whole lot of them are driving down. The road's still closed, but they before they open the road, they usually go and check it out. So. Looks like the fire is maybe to the south side of the road. Okay, so that's interesting. So it is on the southern side of the Highway 4. So it's not on the north side here. So that's a lot safer for any cameras and other equipment. So good, good. That's nice to know. Yeah, I guess if there were, if it was due to Starship 24, that is on the south side of the road. So I thought maybe it had jumped over the road, but yeah, just coming across that south side of the road is a lot safer. Well, there's no property, there's nothing out on that side, you know, just grass and stuff. There's actually, in some areas over there, there's like a pool of water where when it rains a lot, the water pools over there. So, yeah. Well. No cows. Yeah, no cows. Maybe there were once at some time, but not anymore. Yeah. There are African deer, though. That was not a joke earlier. There are some very big deer. They're much larger than your normal deer. They're a lot stronger too. They have like a hump on their back, and they're African type deer. And they are wild out here in the fields. All right. Well, a lot of vehicles have gone down to the site. So, no, apparently this was a 6-engine static fire. So this is off of Pad B, is where the Starship was located. So that is closer to the west side. It's closer to us on this side, but the orbital launch platform over there is it's on the east side, closer to the beach. So this side that we're getting the fire on, in the future, we won't get any fire on this side. Just because the launch platform, the orbital launch platform is on the east side, not on the west side. So we probably won't see this again for the orbital launch. There's a good amount of concrete around the orbital launch platform on the far side over there. See how that goes in the future. Yeah, there's a fire. There's just you see the one fire engine. I don't see many, but maybe some more will come. I don't know. Maybe one's enough. I don't know. But yeah, just the one, Tony. Just one fire engine. They're sending the drone up again right now. It's just going up above me right now. Well, not above me, but to my right, about 50 feet. It's going up right now toward the launch site. We'll see it when it gets a little bit further down. Let's see. Yeah. There it is at the top of the screen. have a commercial drone license too. I've got a Part 107 drone license. I renewed it. You know, if you have a drone license, you have to get the training, or if you were a pilot and you were current, you didn't have to go through the training. But for the commercial drone license, there's some class, and you got to do a bunch of hours in a classroom and stuff like that. But to renew it, it's free online, and you just got to watch a bunch of videos and then do some online Q&As, and then do a test at the end. And free. And so I'm good for another 2 years for the Part 107. UAV, the unmanned aerial vehicle. There was a community college near where I was living. This is about maybe 5-6 years ago. I was interested in maybe doing it, so I looked into where I could get the class, and they had it. And since I was, if I passed the test, then I would get a reduced $1,000 or maybe $800. I don't remember how much that was, but they agreed to, and $400. I don't remember how much it was, but a smaller amount of money if I passed the class and actually got the license. So I did pass the class, and that was nice. But that's how I got my drone license. Just a community college had the class over several weekends. Yeah, Tony, if you got to go to sleep, yeah, I go to sleep, man. It's very early for you over there. It's 1:41, I believe, for you over there in the UK, Tony. Good job, man. Good job. And there was someone who lived on the big island for like a year and a half, and I've been there several other times, but it's like a 6-hour time difference from the East Coast, so that would be maybe a 5-hour time difference from the Central Time here. So that's pretty cool. I used to wake up at maybe it's earlier. Maybe not later. Maybe not later, but earlier. If it's it is later. For instance, if it were 10 a.m. Eastern Time, it would be because the Earth rotates clockwise, right? So that was always interesting to me. I could be up late. I could be up really late to 3 or 4 in the morning. Coast, you know, it's pretty cool. Depending on maybe a little later, maybe, and like it would already be so much later on the East Coast. So I put out a video today about the government, aliens, and consciousness. That was due to summarize for latecomers. Yeah, Udo, I'll get to that. There was a static fire for Starship 24, and a little bit after that successful 6-engine static fire of the Starship, there was a brush fire that looks like it happened. I don't know the whole thing. There was another area that caught fire. It looks like further to the east, but there was a fire which continued to burn along the south side of the road there. From the looks like it's gone about a mile from the launch site west on the south side, probably within about 15 feet of the center of the edge of the road there. So it's just burning some of that brush going west from the Pad B at the SpaceX launch site. Don't know what caused the fire, but it happened right after the static fire. So there was a road closure from 8 this morning until 8 p.m. this evening, and we're about 43, we're over 40 minutes post the road closure opening time. So we're about, let me see what time we got here. We're about 8:47 in the morning, or 8:48, I mean in the evening. So it's delayed the road closure a little bit. They're just sending the drone coming back above us right now, back and forth, to check stuff out at the launch site. They did open up for the SpaceX people. A bunch of vehicles went down this road to the launch site to check stuff out, and they were easily able to drive past that area which has caught fire. But it looks like there is and maybe a fire truck here that's going to be possibly going down the road to help put out that fire. I didn't see the weather when you did that weather thing. I didn't see the weather come up. Maybe Nightbot's busier with the weather. Yeah, so I put out a video today. I'd be interested to hear watch that video. I was okay, so why did I make it? There was on one of the Telegram groups that I follow, there was a guy who was making a video for Netflix, and he wanted to get more information from whoever was willing to kind of send information about certain things. So that's why I made that video, and then I decided to share it on the Ocean Camera. So that's why I put it up. It was kind of spur. He's making something for Netflix, so I wanted to make that video too. If you were interested, to include some excerpts from that video that I put together today. So the weather, thanks, Tony. Weather report is Isabel, or it's about 5 miles north of here. Clear with a temperature of 82 degrees Fahrenheit, east-southeast at 7 miles an hour. So and it's 82. So yeah, only SpaceX people are allowed in right now. Yeah. It's still a road closure right now. So. Serious. Okay, the internet connection is getting a little bit bad connection here. If that's the case, then I will do some 4K imagery and upload that as a video. I'll do some little clips and upload a video, but we're still good for now. But if we do lose the reception, I'm not going to continue to try to reconnect, but I will do some more video and upload it. I'm going to make sure my truck's still turning on and stuff. So the east is the direction kind of that we're looking in, and southeast is a little bit to the right. So we could see that smoke blowing northwest or toward us. So that's why that's what we're seeing there. It's blowing north. The road is kind of wide, so I think it would be a little bit for it to jump the road, but it is possible. It is looks like it is picking up a little bit, that fire, as the wind blows on it. So it's getting closer to us, you know, following the south side of that road. To the right there, if we were to, where the fire is, if we were to go to the right about 2 miles, that would be the border with Mexico. So the Rio Grande. So between there and to the right is there's nothing out there. But if it were across the road, then that would be an issue. So it's probably within a mile right now of where we're becoming easier to see. Closer to the tower, you think, huh? And the tower's, I think, at least a mile away, maybe even a little bit further, because it's about 2 miles from here to the tower, and I think it's at least past the halfway point. So I think it's about within a mile of here. So it's a good mile from the tower. It's a little bit tricky to see that, but it's coming toward us and away from the tower. They did to the west on our side of the pad B platform, not the Overwatch, but the pad B at the I got some video one day of where they're expanding out to the west there, and so you know, that was probably intentional, maybe to prevent this type of thing that we're seeing here. But maybe there was probably some grass somewhere which still caught fire, even though they'd done all that preparation to prevent this type of thing from happening. So they did take a bunch of precautions to you know, to prevent this type of thing, you know. Just a lot of rain recently, but you know, there's still some grass caught fire. A lot of times when we watch, when I've watched some NASA tests of some of their engines, they will the whole field will catch fire. So you'll see a video on YouTube from NASA, one of the different engine test facilities, and they'll have the engine kind of horizontal or parallel with the ground, and so the flames will go out the back horizontally, and they will you'll watch the engine light up, you'll see some of the grass catch fire, and then they'll cut the feed because they don't want to show the whole field catching fire behind the rocket. But even NASA has that where the grass will catch fire when they test their engines. So maybe not all the time, but many times. So. I even predicted this type of thing a while back, you know.
I've said it on camera that the grass catch fire, so they know it too, you know. So. Michael at SpaceX Boca Chica posted a photo of south of the orbital launch platform. They were doing a flame diverter. All right, we're coming in and out with the signal here. I'll keep pressing reconnect, but we may lose the signal. I'm not sure. We'll see. You know, there are some videos where reporters are like, where they pretend it's a very windy day and they hold on to the like a street light or something, and they try and act like the wind is pushing them off their feet. This is there is a fire out there. I'm not trying to dramatize anything, but you know, it is what it is, you know. This is not the end of the world or anything, but there is a fire out there, kind of a good sized fire. Looks there's a flashlight on the right side of that. Let me zoom in a little bit. Just that street sign, but I thought I saw a flashlight on the right side of that right edge of the fire. I don't see it right now, but if I see it again, I'll right there. I see it. Yeah, you can see. I can see it. There's somebody out there with a flashlight on the very right side of that fire. Yeah, you can see it now. There, you can see it. That white light. So there are people out there, I guess. I haven't seen anyone go out, but there are people out there doing some things. I didn't know that until just now. I would be available if they want to hire some people to work the fire and stuff like that. I'd be happy to join the emergency fire team here at SpaceX. I have put in a number of different applications, probably about 40 or 45 different job applications here at SpaceX. So yeah, if they're looking for someone here to work on the fire or security or that, I'd be happy to, or be a pad technician or whatever. At the SpaceX.com/careers page, you can find all the different opportunities. And for all the different sites that SpaceX has, whether it's at Vandenberg Air Force Base or over at Hawthorne or in Florida at the Kennedy Space Center. All right, some more vehicles to go down. The fire truck is still here to the right, but these are some of the flashing light ones going down right now. Fire truck's still up here though. Tony says, join the wildlife conservation at Boca Chica. Interesting. I'm not so much into conserving the wildlife. I did that type of thing when I was younger, Tony. I spent about over 4 years at a yoga ashram, and I also spent a little time in the Army. So I've done the conservation thing already, and I was very kind to a lot of people. In my life, I'm past the halfway point, and you know, I'm a vegetarian. That's my contribution to preserving the wildlife, and But as far as that, yeah, that's a younger day. If they want to pay me, I'll do it. But as far as volunteering, I don't think so. Tom Sicoli asks, does the city have recourse to sue Elon for this? No, I don't think so. This is the county. We're outside of Brownsville, the city of Brownsville. This is, if anything, the city of Boca Chica, but village of Boca Chica. We're in the county of Cameron County, and this is just part of the deal for all the different measures that this is already planned for. Probably this is what we're seeing here is probably already been planned for. So. Land management at Boca Chica. Okay. Yeah, I like being outside, working with my hands. I worked as a stonemason for a year, and I've done. I used to live out in nature and everything. So, hey, Stargazer Girl 79, it's going okay. I like chainsaws, and I like trees, cutting trees down. I like planting trees. So I've planted a lot of trees, and I've cut a bunch of trees down. So I like all that outside, healthy type of stuff, This could be a good thing, because if this were just happening out in the wilderness, like in California, this could be several acres. And what we're looking at here is it's going to be managed by these competent people out here, and it is south of the highway, and there's really nowhere for that fire to go. It could go to the Rio Grande, but that would be no. The wind usually blows from the southeast north or to the northwest. So from the southeast or to the northwest. So southeast is the ocean, and northwest is the Highway 4, or even north of the highway if it were to jump the highway. So. We've had a lot of rain recently. There is some water here on the ground, actually, just puddled out outside my truck here. So it's a great time for them to have done this static fire, because we just had like over a week of rain. So the ground is moist, it's wet. They picked a good time to do the static fire, that's for sure. Because it hadn't rained. If this had happened, if they had done static fire like 2 weeks ago, we were in a drought. So it's kind of an optimal time for this to be happening. There's a lot of moisture on the ground, just puddled up, and everything is pretty wet, so. If you were going to do a controlled burn on some grass or whatever, this is when you'd want to do it. So. Just fix the tripod here. That's good stuff. So what we're seeing is you got the SpaceX launch site in the background there. And if you're just tuning in, there's a kind of a decent sized brush fire on the south side of the highway there. And it's moving toward us. So we're here with the camera west of the launch site there. So it's making its way toward to the west, toward the build site here. So it's nowhere near the launch site anymore. I think it's about at least a mile away. Maybe there are some little fires over there. I don't know if it continues all the way up to the launch site there. There's some other fire in the distance there, maybe behind this larger area that we're seeing. So it may continue all the way back, but I'm speculating that it's not so hot over there by the launch site anymore. So maybe it is. I don't have a good shot on that. So. I'll zoom out just so you can get the perspective on how far away it is. That's zoomed out all the way, so it's about, I believe, less than a mile away, coming this way. Eventually, if it's not put out or if it doesn't die itself out, I'm gonna have to move my truck and yeah. Tom, yeah. Well, Elon apparently tweeted that it was a full static fire of the 6 engines on the Starship. Yeah, on Twitter. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like it's widened out. It's gotten wider than it was before. It's reaching a little bit further south now than it was. At least it appears to be. So there's a bunch of vehicles coming back toward us, so we'll get to see as they pass the fire that how it goes. So they're on the highway there, so we'll get to see where the highway is in relation to the fire. So there is no public utilities out here for water. So water is a precious resource out here. They truck in all the water, so it's not like they have fire hydrants out here that they can just open and pour onto the fire. The beach is here though. We have a whole ocean. The Gulf of Mexico is here. So if they were able to pump some of that water, some of that salt water onto the fire, that would be a good thing. I mean, there is a large beach area just off the just to the south side of that fire. There's a large area of water. So if they could get some sump pumps out there and pump just with a generator, they could pump that salt water onto the fire. This on the opposite side of this sheriff area here. On the opposite side of here is it's all water on the far side there. So it could maybe that fire truck could pump some of that salt water onto the fire Maybe they don't want to pump the salt just because it's going to degrade the. It's going to be bad for the pumps and everything else. But that is one option. You know. Yeah, Tom. When it's dry, they are salt flats, but maybe truck in salt. So use salt. The salt isn't so thick that you could kind of scoop it up and throw it on a fire. But there are kind of what's it called? Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't remember the name of it, but there are areas. There's water over there. Yeah, a lot of water. Just pools. There are pools, large pools of water over there. Well, this fire is going to be visible for miles, that's for sure. Over at South Padre Island, they're probably looking this way and saying, "What's going on over there?" It's about 5 mile distance from South Padre, and they can definitely see this fire. Yeah, I mean, that's a great idea, Tom. I never thought of that, so that's a great idea. Well, it's easier to see it at nighttime too, Johnny. 3003. Yep. Still going. Let me zoom out. See, the smoke is going up quite a ways there. Yeah, you might be able to see it from space. We can definitely see the moon here from the Earth. So the moon is up just to the right here. Sorry about that. I'm just gonna sit back and relax a little bit. I'm gonna keep watching the fire and just chill out for a little bit. Hey, Captain Pike. I bought some coconut oil at the grocery store, so I'm getting a little good fat. I'm eating some coconut oil right now. That's brain food, actually. It's good for your brain, I believe, coconut oil. But that's just, don't take my word for it. You got to ask your doctor. But cold-pressed coconut oil, raw cold-pressed coconut oil, should be, I believe it's good for the brain. I like what you say there. No enemy says, I have a feeling the berms will get a little taller as time goes on. Well, it's about 82 degrees Fahrenheit here, Captain. So, yeah, it says you can put your finger into it and scoop it up. Thanks. Yeah, cloud heaven. Yeah, it is. It's a serious fire. I wouldn't call it a dangerous fire, but it is a serious fire. You know, it needs attention. There are people out there. So we've seen flashlights out there, so they are taking care of it right now, I believe. I didn't see anyone go out there, but I do see some flashlights and what looks to be possibly movement over there in the fire. There may be people actively working on it. I'm not sure. Well, there may be a road closure tomorrow. That might still be on, you know. It could, cloud heaven, it could, yep. But this may just be part of the plan already. I don't know, I'm not sure, cloud heaven. I can't confirm or deny that. I'm not sure if there is, who is out there. I'm not sure. I haven't seen anybody, but I just got here about 80 minutes ago. Yeah, you got to test the landscape. That's true. This isn't. This is definitely not the first fire. There was a fire a while back. I think within the last year over on the north side of the launch site over there. I think the grass caught fire because of something. What animals are in this area? In that area, there's everywhere. There's crabs everywhere. So there's these little holes in the ground, and there are crabs, but there's crabs all over here. Yeah, me too, Cloud. Cloud Heaven says, I hope we see an orbital test by the end of the year. Yeah. Okay, they're sending the drone out again. Maybe we'll see. They are sending the drone out once more. You can see it up there on top of the screen. Oh wait, I gotta zoom out here. Okay, everybody, we got a situation here. There is some fire here at the entrance. Somehow, there's some fire over here. Oh, maybe they're lighting here. Maybe they're lighting it here, and they're gonna move it down in the other way. This is, I think, a controlled burn happening here. Because I believe they lit this. Interesting. I've never seen that happen before. So close. A containment line says basement shut-in. Okay, that's interesting. Interesting. We're in Boca Chica Village, everybody. Still looking at the road closure point, and this looks like an intentional fire. The news here in the chat is that it's called a containment line, or so that when the other fire starts coming in this direction, it can kind of guarantee it won't continue toward the build site here. We're very close right here to the satellite dishes and other stuff like that. I'm on LBJ Boulevard right now, and it hits Highway 4 right there. So. So they lit it on the south side of the highway there. So we're on the north side looking south right now. So you got some SpaceX gentlemen over there on the right, taking a look at the happenings. Again, that other fire is to the left here. Shit. Sorry, I didn't mean to say that. That is definitely wicked, everybody. That is wicked. Wicked. Starting to get bigger. Oh, I wanted to get near the fire, and we got near the fire, that's for sure. They may start asking people to move out of the way. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Well, it looks like it's moving to the left. This containment line, it looks like it was so far a pretty brief fire, and now it's moving to the left behind those trucks here. This area over here didn't seem to be too big of a fire, too wide for them to move it to the left. So there he goes to the left there. All right, that's pretty cool. Never seen that happen before. I guess instead of using water, you could just if it's bounded by water, the far side of this is water. So if you can light a fire, then you can put out a fire, maybe. So that's pretty cool. So they're walking down and continuing to light the fire to make sure it keeps going in that direction. There are some people out there, I believe, they're lighting the fire. Let me get a better shot on that. Sorry. see, you can see someone there in the center kind of moving that direction. I believe someone is kind of guiding the fire in that direction. You can see, yeah, there's a flashlight there. Someone in red kind of looks like moving the fire that way. Interesting. This fire over here looks to be, it was pretty big before, but now it looks to be burned. You know, it looks to be, maybe it's moving toward the water on the far side there to the south. So maybe that'll keep burning out to the water or something. Elon with a fire thrower. Yeah, maybe one of those not a flamethrowers are being used to test, right? Not a flamethrower. That's funny. Yeah. That's a good one. I like that. Not a flamethrower. Thanks, Stargazer Girl. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, Captain. I'm about 80 feet from the road right there, but I'm good. I'm safe. I feel safe. I'm a resident of Boca Chica Village anyway, so I own land here. So yeah, thanks. There are a couple of different roads out of here, so I could go into Boca Chica Village and go around that way if I ever needed to. Preparing for SpaceX expansion. I like that. Zoe, good one. Is Mania. Zoe is Mania. Cloud Evan. Yep. Zoe. Yeah, and SCUBA. You know, I'd be SCBA. I don't think there's a U in it. SCBA. Frank, I once bought some of those SCBA masks and kind of backpack things one time, and I thought I was buying scuba gear, right? And it turned out to be these the fire harness type things. So I resold them. I made a little profit, but they weren't scuba things. Still got a lot of trucks over here on the right. All right, we're starting to get a lot of that smoke from this nearby intentional fire coming this way. So the wind again is blowing from the south toward the north, and I'm directly north of this fire. The wind's blowing northwest from the south, southeast to northwest, so I've got a little bit more. That fire's gonna have to move a little bit more to the left there before it starts coming in directly at me. So, but it's starting to get here. It's starting to come closer. Got some police over there. It is right, kind of, I believe it's about right, right within like maybe 30 feet of the highway, I would imagine. This one here is right at the highway, but the one to the left, I'll get that. Again, the fire, this that we're looking at here was set to so that the other fire doesn't get as close to where we are. So this fire is, they're making it way to the left, but the other fire is over there. I believe this other fire is within probably about 30 feet of the highway over there on the south side. It looks like maybe they're working on that fire too. So while they move this fire a little ways, I don't know if they're continuing to move this fire on the right to the left there. Maybe they just did a good amount, and then because I'm not sure if they're continuing to move it to the left there, but this is a good spot. They did a good job here, and I'm not a fire person or anything, but it looks to be. I'm not an expert on fires or anything, but it looks like they did a good job on this side, and I don't see any major movement of this fire to the left. But the other one, they may be working on that one right now too, to put it out. Yeah, there's a flashlight over there, so there's people over there doing stuff. It looks like it's maybe a little smaller than it was before, possibly. Okay, J Ham asks, how close is it really to the high bays? Hard to see in the video. So right now we're looking at maybe about a 3/4 to half a mile from where I am right now to that fire on the left, and it's probably about a mile, maybe from the fire to the high bay. The high bay is about maybe twice that distance from the fire to me. So it's probably about a mile, and they did a just to the right here. They did a controlled burn. Looks like it's maybe picking up a little bit on this controlled burn on the right here. Over here, they lit all this on fire to move the possibility that it would burn. If they prevented that fire from burning toward us, toward the high bay, by burning this ahead of time and moving it to the left there. So. I'd say there's maybe a 2% chance that fire would make it to the high bay, just because of all the preparation they've, and yeah, very little chance. I imagine very little chance it would make it to the high bay.
Yeah, wasn't there a huge grass fire last year just west of South Padre Island? Yeah, there was a large fire, not even close to here, but about 20 miles. If you were to drive there, it'd be about 20 miles, or if you were just to fly there in a plane, it'd be about 5 miles north of here on the South Padre Island. I mean, on the by the highway. So not even in this area, not due to SpaceX, there was a fire north of here about 5 miles. And there were also a fire just north of the launch site over there too. So we've got some fires. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what that green light means. Yeah, it's a good to learn more about those cues. South of the highway here, that's correct. Yeah, there's no horses south of there either. So there is some wild deer, but I haven't seen any on that side of the road down that way. There's a good amount of land around here that the sorry. Wayne, good stuff. They lit another fire behind the facility behind me. I gotta learn more about what you're saying there. Cloud heaven. I'm not sure what you're talking about, but I gotta turn my head. Let me fix the camera just a minute. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know if you know where I am, Cloud Heaven. I'm looking south. It wouldn't make sense for them to light a fire on the north side of the highway here. Yeah, it wouldn't make any sense for them to light a fire behind me. There's nothing back there that they would. Really? Let me get out of the truck and take a look. Just a minute. Yeah, just a minute. They did it in front of one of the tents. Yeah, okay. Yeah, there's some tents to my right. I'll get that shot for you. Let me get the shot here. So there's some tents there, Cloud Heaven. Is that what you're talking about? This is the restaurant is right to my right.
at the actual facility, huh? Okay, interesting. So you're saying over by the build site, they actually lit a fire over there too, huh? Yeah, I don't see any fires over there, but maybe. I guess that could be. I don't see anything over there, but okay. Interesting. I don't know. I'll keep my eyes open. Thanks for the heads up, Cloud. Oh, it's small right now. The cool. Good to know. Good. That's why I like the chat, because I get a lot of stuff. I get a lot of info, a lot of good info. We get a lot of good info from each other. Yeah. Sorry. So this fire over here that they lit before has died down. It's done for here, and you can see the with the water behind it, all that glassy stuff in the back there. That's water. It's not the ocean, but it is a large body of water that it gets filled up more so when it rains. But yeah, that's all water back there. So. They burnt the grass between that water and the land were north of that water. So. Yeah, Piper's all yeah. This fire on the right was intentionally burnt to keep the fire away from the build site here, and the fire on the left is looks like it's continuing to move to the toward this area which they burnt ahead of time on the right. So the two areas are probably going to meet and die. Once they meet, that'll probably be it, because they burnt everything here to the right. The fire on the left there is one we're concerned about, and the one on the right, controlled burn to so that when they meet, then that'll be it. So. So we're about, I'm probably just under 2 miles from the launch site right now. I think the build site to the launch site's 2 miles, and I'm probably about a quarter mile to a half a mile from the build site right now at the roadblock. So that fire has gone quite a ways from the launch site, just on the south side of the road there, just all the way from the launch site to here. So now the wind is coming from the southeast, or from the southeast or south. I don't know how to say it, but it's coming from the southeast, and so it's blowing it to north along that road. So that's what's been driving it this way. Oh, you think it's going to be a good portion of the night before it's done? Oh, interesting. Yep. All right, well, if this is gonna be the night, then I'll take your word for it. I'm not a specialist. I don't know hardly anything about fires. I mean, I can set a fire and I can do all that kind of stuff, but as far as lighting intentional fires and controlling it and all of that kind of stuff, I'm not the guy. There is a they're moving this fire truck out. Let me see what's going on here. You got some movement on this truck here. Yeah, I'm with Captain Pike in thinking that has been planned for, and it's not out of the realm of I believe they were planning for this too. Yeah, it's like Plan B, Plan C. Which plan are we activating right now? Yeah, Captain Pike says I have to believe that this situation was not out of the realm of possibilities, and I have also to believe SpaceX and the county were prepared for it. Yeah, I lean on that also. Yeah. I think they were prepared for it. This is a very controlled. Everything they did here that I saw as an observer was just. It looked. There was nothing. There was no yelling or shouting or anything like that. It was controlled. You know, as far as location. You know. Everybody seemed to know what they were doing. So. "10:53 in Virginia," Jill Clegg says. I've been watching this fire since Starship 24 static fire. I saw it from the beginning, but didn't expect it to still be going on. Yeah, me neither. I didn't expect it to still be going on. I did see the fire when I got here. That's why I got the camera out. And yeah. Carl, it's debatable. The fire's so close to the road that is that area where federal Fish and Wild Cameron CAD map, that Cameron County, Cameron County, Texas map, and you could click on some of the plots here and see who owns what. It might be federal left or something. There's the state doesn't really have fish and wildlife here, but the federal does. And private landowners that own different lots. But I think this area here might be just the either the U.S. government or the federal fish and wildlife. Yep. Yeah, Captain Pike says kind of why they built the launch site out as far as they did. Yeah, and then this again, it's just worth mentioning that this is from the west side on Pad B for the suborbital, and the orbital launch pad is much more built up and it has more concrete around it. So it's higher up off the ground and other stuff like that. So it's got a concrete. If you look at some of the previous static fire of the booster,
the flame was within the gate area, and it did like a convection. None of the gases from the static fire have that single, and I think even there was more than one engine that they did, but that convection swirl of the gases from that static fire for the booster, it stayed within that perimeter of the fenced-in perimeter with the concrete floor there. I think they have a water deluge system and everything over there, I think, for the orbital launch platform. So it's going to be a different situation when they do the orbital launch off of the pad, the orbital launch platform. So. It's like I'll meet you at the seafood store, right? At the seafood restaurant. The different. See, I'm a vegetarian, so I can say this stuff. But people who are not vegetarian who do complain about. Anyway, I'm not gonna toot anyone's horn or anything. Alan says a fire like this won't happen with a full stack rocket. Yeah. All right. Well, we're coming up to the point where that fire might run out of fuel. I'll get outside the truck here. I'll get a few other shots. I'll try not to move the tripod too much because I don't want to lose reception, but maybe the mosquitoes have died down a little bit. The two fires are getting pretty close. Just behind this berm here, there's a berm right there, and there's a little fire that came from the west there. So the two fires are about to meet. Let me zoom in a little bit. That small fire there, just behind that berm, is the western side of the artificial fire. So we may be seeing the fire dying out pretty soon. Yeah, it is UDD. Yeah, there was a plan, Captain. Yep. Jules, 6 engines, 3 Raptor 2s and 3. Yeah, we had a lot of rain in the last week, so. They just launched a drone. You can see there, just went up a drone. This isn't the first rodeo for that. Where the flag is, behind the flag is a some type of a something back there. See you later, Captain Pike. 4:30 in the morning. Wow. Catch y'all, Captain Pike. See ya, man. See ya. Smoke coming this way. We got a lot of smoke coming this way. Good night, man.
Hey UDD, I don't know about tomorrow. It's up kind of up for grabs. What's gonna happen tomorrow? Maybe they one day or a weekend to think things over and check it all out, make sure everything's good. There is a road closure planned for 8 a.m. I'm not sure if it's been canceled yet or not, but that's where you could learn more about what the plan is for tomorrow. There was a road plan for tomorrow, a road closure. Good stuff. Stargazer girl, thanks, lady. All right, we're seeing it right now. We are seeing it. That is a lot of smoke. A lot of smoke. Oh yeah, the fire is almost out. It is almost out. Well done for the fire people here. Well done. They just burnt all the fuel for the fire, so it was blowing from the west toward the east, and they lit a fire in the east, and then they moved it to the west. So when the two fires met, there was no more fuel to burn. So. With fire against fire, says Tony. That's awesome. Who would have thought, right? Who would have thought? Like there is a fire going back toward the water, back that way. So there's some fire going back that way. Hey Froggy, nice to see you. Let me get out of the truck here. Get some different shots here.
Okay, move the camera a little bit away from the truck here. Just a minute. All right. Yeah, I got some coconut oil. That's correct, Cloud. I got I got 24 ounces of it, or some 28 or 29 ounces today at the from the Walmart. Yeah, there's a Walmart here in on Boca Chica Boulevard. You can get some stuff over at HEB as well, and you can also get some at the vitamin shop, but it's cheapest at either HEB or Walmart. Yeah, it's about 10 bucks. Cool, Cloud. Nice. Yep. I guess it didn't die down so quick. It still looks like it's a little bit bigger than it was about 5 minutes ago. Yeah, so for reference, the launch site is to the left, way down that way. The wind is stronger than it was before, so I think it's much, it's probably at least 10 miles an hour. Before it was 7 miles an hour. It's, if we got the time, the wind again, I could tell you what the wind is, but it's windier now than it was an hour ago. That's funny, Tony. Oh, good on you, Cloud. Yeah. Thanks, Tony. So the weather here is, the wind is, okay, 8 miles an hour. Yeah, well, it might have been 8 before, or it might be 8 at South Padre Island, but it's, I don't know if it's due to the fire or what, but we're getting a little stronger wind here than, it was 7 miles before. It's a little windier, but that's about 5 miles away also over there at the South Padre Island. So it's at least 8 miles an hour. Yeah. Oh, you've been doing some intermittent fasting. That's good. Wow. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, so some of the ideas, thoughts behind intermittent fasting is that, you know, during the time when you're not eating, then if you have one big meal a day with all the different calories that you could ever want, you can only fit so much food into your stomach. So the rest of the day, you kind of like, you burn through, or you get rid of. You use up all the calories that you eat at that one big meal during the day, or maybe you have a couple smoothies here and there at other times. But yeah, that's a great diet. There's a bodybuilder who's into like a vegan bodybuilder. I don't know if he eats meat, but his name is Nun Amen Ra, Nun space Amen, Amen space Ra, Nun Amen Ra, and he does intermittent fasting. He's a pretty awesome guy. Very what is that? Not determined, but there's another word. Very persistent is another word, but someone I respect. Good stuff. Green juices in your 8 hours of eating window. Okay, that's good. He does like a half-hour window for eating once a day. And then I think in the morning, so he does that in the evening or at a certain time for like a half hour. And then in the morning, he might do some type of smoothie or something like that. Yeah. Physically, he looks great though. He's a very he's a weightlifter also. He's strong, and he's got some other stuff going on for him too. But yeah, I haven't followed him for several years, but when I did look at his stuff, it was impressive is the word. Impressive. Yeah, green juice would break it fast. You know, there's different different levels that you could do. So, if you look at it, the way I look at it at least is even water. There's a partial pressure in the lungs, and as you breathe, your lungs, the difference in the pressure in the different areas, different layers, membranes of the lungs, the air sacs, alveoli, creates water just by breathing, due to the difference in the pressure. So if you were able to get rid of the anything that were dehydrating you, like bread and the other type of pasta kind of stuff, if you didn't eat that, and you were able to, through fasting, to kind of clean out the intestines and the large and small intestines, then it would be easier to intermittent fast and also to do a liquid diet. And after you've been on the, it's a whole journey, that whole switching of the diet thing. But as you clean out the intestines and the different areas of the body, detoxify, then you can survive easier or more pleasantly on the liquids, and then you can move more toward the freshly squeezed juices. And at some point, you might be able to. At least some people say that they can just move on to water fasting for long periods of time. And then beyond, the next step beyond water fasting is dry fasting, which is no food and no water. And just because you're getting your water through breathing, as long as you're not in the desert, it's one of those, you can perfect a lot of different skills. There are different powers, or like in the Star Wars, they would say like a Jedi skills. But in the yogic philosophy, the Hindu philosophy, they talk about in the book, the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, they talk about all the different types of powers or skills that you can attain. And one of them would be to just live by breathing and not eat any food or water. Some of the words for that are inedia, Inedia. Another one is called breatharian. Another one's called liquidarian. There's different people that speak about that stuff. There's one guy that I like. His name is, he used to call himself Genesis Sunfire. Genesis Sunfire. And he would say a lot of interesting stuff. So the reason that works is it's a good question. At that point, if you get to that level of discipline, and that's you're right up there with the spirit. You're with the what is it called? Spirituality. You start getting into that energetic space of whether it's spirit or energy. And for me, I ventured into that over the last 10, 20 years. So I've gone into that, and it's an opportunity. One of the diets that I liked, I kind of prefer now. I read a book by a guy who apparently did a lot of he didn't do continuous fasting, but he did occasional fasting, like every 40 years. And what he would do is he would there's something in Hindu culture called Kaya Kalpa, Kayakakalpa, and it's a method of rejuvenation using cow milk and fasting, and not moving your body for about 60 to 90 days. So over the course of that time frame, 60 to 90 days, you would be in a darkened earthen hut or something like that, and someone would bring some cow milk to you every morning, and there may be some herbs or something, some special herbs or not in that cow milk, but it would just be some freshly harvested, I don't know what the word is for that, milk that they got from the cow. But some of the conditions are the cow has to be happy, so you have to somehow manage to have someone bring you milk every morning, just a small amount of milk. And then it because when you do fasting, your stomach shrinks, and you really don't need that much to live. And when you're not moving your body around, doing exercise and thinking a lot and struggling, if you're able to just be still for that amount of time and have someone bring you some fresh cow milk, at least in India, this is what they believe, then all your body will have time to rejuvenate, to rest, and to recover. So, and if you believe that if you do some meditation, you might start experiencing some type of energetic stuff as well. So I've experienced a lot of spirituality, a lot of out-of-body stuff, a lot of energetic movements, and all kind of stuff like that. So for me, when you're living that close to life and death through that type of cleansing process and regrowth of the body, in that book Tapasviji Maharaj, it says that he lived for about 185 years because he did that process twice, and that when he came out, many of the people who knew him before he went in didn't recognize him because he had regrown some of his hair and other stuff like that. He looked a lot younger. So yeah, pretty interesting stuff. Oh, you think the fire we're seeing now is a controlled fire? Interesting. So Clouds Heaven says the fire is out. The fire you're seeing now is the controlled fire. I'll wait another 5 minutes, but if that's true, then that's a good deal. Maybe they'll open the road. There is still someone here, maybe some security with SpaceX there at the road. Once that fire, there were a bunch of people that went down to the launch site also to check out everything down there. So, and there have been a bunch of vehicles that left the launch site as well. So I don't know how many people are still there at the launch site, but yeah, if this is the kind of toward the end of the fire, that'd be neat. That'd be neat. So. Passing wind, I like it. Good stuff. Okay, T Rope says, I've been following UFC drama and watching football. Someone fill me in on what I'm looking at. Johnny 3003 in organic chemistry, they do an anatomy and physiology. As you take those courses, you'll have to learn about the different partial pressures in the lungs, and it is a fact that as you breathe, H2O is produced in the body. So it's a fact. It's not debatable. The longest fast I've ever done, I've done a 16-day liquid fast, and then I went for a dry fast. I've done about 5 days, no food or water, twice in my life. So I've done that twice. I did an 8-day fast where you do whatever type of liquids you want on the first day. The second day you do only juices, fresh juices, and then the third through the fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, the third through the seventh day it's a dry fast, and then the 8th day you're supposed to eat lightly, but that 8th day I ate cake and everything else. But I've done 2 at least 5-day dry fasts. That's no food or water at 2 different times in my life. Yeah, some people say breatharian, some people say liquidarian, because everybody eventually cheats and eats food and whatever else. So. But it's a personal thing. Thanks, Cloud Heaven. Yeah, I got a bachelor's degree, and I've done a lot of personal stuff in the natural healing, nutritional stuff. Yeah, I don't have a degree in nutrition though, so yeah. But yeah, I could do something like that. Thanks for the thanks, Cloud Heaven. I studied with one of the world experts as far as health and wellness, who is still a rabbi and a medical doctor, and also he has several different degrees. Dr. Gabriel Cousins out of Patagonia, Arizona, the Tree of Life Rejuvenation Center. So he cures type 2 diabetes in 30 days with his different treatments that he's got over there. I spent 8 months with him, and when I went to Africa, West Africa, on like a nutritional type thing, he was one of the 2 people that I went with. I spent a week with, maybe 2 weeks with Dr. Cousins and another Dr. Arnold, and then I spent the 2.5 months there on my own. But I met up with them for 2 weeks over there in Africa on some type of teaching or showing people how to make green juice, which to cure type 2 diabetes. I don't know what the siren is for, but we'll see. Looks like this fire is almost done. I became a surgical technologist also, so I spent 2 years studying to be a surg tech, and then I was in and out of hospitals for about 1 to 2 years working as a surg tech as well. So I know a lot about the body. My dad was a plastic surgeon also, and my mom was a nurse. So I grew up in that type of family where I was shown different photographs, and it was stuff we talked about over the dinner table kind of stuff. So I went in the opposite direction of the conventional medical when I was younger, because my parents were into it. It was like, I'm not going to do that. So I actually went into the complementary and alternative stuff with with acupuncture, with diet and raw food and other kind of stuff. And then in 2013, I actually I went to school to become a surg tech. So I got some of those traditional classes and stuff done, and got that certificate. I've been in several hundred surgeries assisting, and getting firsthand exposure to you know, the actual insides of the body and stuff like that. So I've assisted in those surgeries. Say, Duff says, I intermittently fast. I have a colon TK bladder fistula that gives me colon bladder infection. So take antibiotics that mess up my guts. I've been in the hospital 2 times this year, lost over 100 pounds. Duff, I would say, some of the things I would say, Duff, I'm not a doctor and everything else. Just some of the personal stuff that I like to do. Again, you can look in the description of this video. It says this is just for entertainment purposes only. But one of my favorite diets is by a gentleman named Agnes van der Planets. And he wrote a book called We Want to Live. We Want to Live. He wrote a couple other books too, but I would recommend, it's not a cheap book. You can maybe buy a digital version of it. I've enjoyed buying that book and reading it. I'm not recommending that you do it. I recommend that you check with your doctor and everything else. But my dad was a medical doctor, and I believe he was full of crap when it comes to healing. He was good at, you know, skin, you know, sewing people up and getting people to heal that way. But he was a plastic surgeon, so his method was to cut and to apply pharmaceuticals and stuff like that. So I went in the opposite direction, and so I have a different philosophy as regarding healing, and that's what brought me into the raw food and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, one of the books I like several. I mean, I like intermittent fasting. So if you don't want to do raw food, you can do intermittent fasting. Maybe that'll work for somebody. I'm not recommending anyone do that, but for some people it can work. You got to individualize your diet. So I like Nun Namen Raw. I like Dr. Gabriel Cousins. He does gourmet raw, vegan, high-fat, low-carb diet. I like Agnes van der Planets, who's see, Gabriel Cousins is he's a raw vegan person. Agnes van der Planets is a primal raw, which means he eats raw meat and raw milk and raw butter, raw cheese, all that kind of stuff, but raw, unsalted, and not you know, not pasteurized. So the Dr. Gabriel Cousins and Agnes van der Planets, they share that belief in the unpasteurized food as being beneficial, whether it's from kefir or maybe it's from kimchi or some of the other stuff that I was talking about with raw juices and things. So. But that's what my bachelor's degree is, in that type of line of thinking. Okay, yeah, if you can, if you like doing it that way, Duff Sweet says it works for me. 24-hour fast, and I limit to 900 calories and 200 carbs. Good stuff. Good stuff. If that works for you, good. Whatever, you know, individualize it. Work with your doctors and everything else. Cloud Heaven says I also want to open my chakras. That's good stuff. See, so what I'm doing here, I put out a video today. I put out a video talking about merging of the spirituality with the space type stuff. And so I don't know if you've seen that yet, Cloud Heaven, you might actually like that video. I labeled it, the title was something like Government, Aliens, and Other Stuff. You might check it out. There's a pretty good video. I have another channel if you're looking to learn, to hear more about that type of thing. It's called the Out of Body Journal here on YouTube. I haven't made any videos there in quite a while. I used to do it starting in 2016, but it's called the Out of Body Journal. Out of Body Journal. Out of Body Journal. And so there's a handful of videos there. I've deleted over half of the videos there just because I wanted to keep it basic and simple. I didn't want to get too detailed with the information. So when people find that, they can get the basic stuff. So I did delete a lot of the videos that I had a lot more videos on that channel than there are now. So it's pretty basic. Cool, you listen to some chakra music and meditate. Good stuff when you might have a panic attack. Yeah, Gabriel Cousins is in his 70s or maybe in his 80s, but I spent 8 months with him a while back in 2013, I think it was. And he used to do Shaktipat, which is like every Friday night during the Shabbat. And after a month or two of going to that Shaktipat every Friday night, I started to experience the benefits of Shaktipat, which is like a prayer or blessing on top of your crown chakra, as the rabbi would go and bless you. And that is quite the experience. And after a month or two, I did wake up to the strength and the purpose of Shaktipat, and very happy to have had that experience. They just opened the road. Looks like the road closure is over. The road is open officially, I believe. Let's see if the sheriff drives away, turns off the flashing lights. We'll see. Yes, the road is over, I think. Yep, it is. Road closure is over. If you have a notification by text, you will probably be getting that text soon if you haven't gotten it already. And that is a wrap. That is a wrap. Fire is over. Done deal. Wow, look at that. I mean, look at the chat, see what else. Johnny, I used to be very good at going out of body. I could talk a lot more about that. It used to take me, I used to be so good at that I could go out in 10 minutes. I could lay down, and within 10 minutes, after 3 or 4 years of practice, after my first out of body experience, I continued to practice for like another 4 years before I had my massive experience. But there was a point where I could go out of body in 10 minutes. Yeah, I got pretty good. I was like a world expert at that time. I wrote a book about it. You can read about it. It's called the book is called, what is it? The Golden One, an out-of-body book. That's by Prince Paul Mamakos. It's on Amazon. It's at Walmart. It's all over the world, but it's called The Golden One, an out-of-body book. All right, I'm going to sign out in the next 30 seconds. Cloud Heaven, if you're interested in out-of-body stuff, I would say look at the either the Monroe Institute or look into maybe Esalen Institute. I'm not the Institute of Noetic Sciences, IONS, or maybe look at Hemisync. But I did write a book about it if you're interested in learning. I wrote that in 2017, kind of guiding anyone who's interested in going down that pathway. All right, let me see. It's an electronic version, or you can get the print version. It's very cheap. It's I don't even think I get the royalties from that. Somehow I lost my phone number and I can't log back in to change my bank account. So they do have income for me over there at Amazon, but I don't get any money from it anymore. They collect the money and they don't send it anywhere. So yeah, but the book is still for sale on Amazon and all throughout the world in many different outlets, international. All right, I'm gonna get in front of the camera, say goodbye, and end it. Adios. I'll get one shot of the restaurant across the road. It looks real nice over there. Unplugging the camera. We got enough battery power to get this shot, I believe. Let me just a minute here. If you know anyone at Amazon and the book, The Golden One, and Out of Body book, there's a is not able to log back into his account because he changed my phone number when I moved to Texas, and I can't log back in. So they need you to do the one-time password that they send to your phone to confirm the account, and I can't do that. So yeah. There was an author that I really liked who called himself Carlos Castaneda, and he didn't get any royalties from his book either. I think he donated them, or he didn't. There's something powerful by not having any benefit from the goodness that you do there. So I'm okay with it. So, but if you do work for Amazon, set me up, hook me up, guys. All right. So this is the restaurant that maybe they may down the road this up to the public, but yeah. All right. Yeah. Thanks for hanging out, having some fun here together. I'm probably gonna drive down to the launch site, take a look, but this is probably gonna be it. All right, Tony passing, Piperzall, Cloud Heaven, Duff Sweets, John Rodriguez, Johnny 3003, and many more. T-Rope, nice to meet you here, T-Rope. Going back a little bit here in the chat. All right, Passing Wind, Randy, I didn't see you here, Randy, 5465. Good to see you, Randy. Let's see. Jerry, okay, I didn't see you here either. Good stuff. All right, I'm gonna sign out. If you'd like to chat, just leave a message in the video or any of these videos. I check the messages and I put a heart there, or maybe I leave a comment in response. You can always reach me by email and some other ways. I will be around. Thanks for everything, and good night. Good day to you wherever you are, whenever you're watching this. Whether you're looking from the future or from now, here we are in September 8th, 2022, and it is currently 10:41 p.m. SpaceX, really nice to see you. Sofa King, funny. Nice. Good night.